Hello everyone, welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking and thank you for being here. These are your Jupiter in Sagittarius readings and I am doing for each sign looking at the astrology of course, but also at the tarot. So for those of you that are interested in the astrology part of the reading, I've put that part of the reading at the end because a lot of people like to go straight on to the tarot. So this way I can have both parties being happy. So I'd like to make a couple of announcements. I will have beneath in the description box below when the tarot starts, and also the link, actually the timestamp will be down the bottom for the astrology part of the reading as well. Now in the description box I will have the cards that I'm using, the tarot, whatever cards I'm using here today, so I don't need to mention each card. I'd like to say first of all, happy birthday Capricorn. Many happy returns to you. Happy birthday. This is your solar return. It's your time to shine. And I'd also like to thank Capricorn as well as everyone else, but Capricorn because they are coming first in views, so they will be granted the free timeless reading. But Virgo is waiting on their free timeless reading, so that's going to be uploaded first for Virgo, and then gradually in the new year I will have the new reading, the bonus reading I should say, for Capricorn. Now, look out for January till June 2019 in the next 2-3 days. So I'll be doing the first 6 months of 2019 readings, and then towards the mid-2019 year, I will do the second part of the year. And I will let you know about that when they're uploaded. So January 1st to 15th readings, of course, will be up very soon as well. And today is actually the 28th of December. We're almost finished this year. It's been a tough year for everyone. Bring on 2019, I say. I know through working with people and, just generally looking at the vibes, the energies, it hasn't been easy. So bring on 2019. I'd like to thank all of you in advance for being here, for being supportive of my channel, for following me on social media, everything that you do. Thank you so much. And hopefully 2019 will be a much better year. And I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you again. I'm sending you my New Year's blessings from now. Big thank you from my heart. It's been amazing. What a ride. Thank you from the deepest depths of my heart to all of you, each and every one of you. Even just for writing, for commenting, for liking, whatever you do, you are very much appreciated. And I do hope that my work and my, giving to you has helped you along your path. That would, that humbles me and that makes me feel so happy. Now, just to finish up, I've got a surprise that I'm going to announce in about a month or so. I'd like to tell all of you that on the 22nd of December, when Mercury conjuncted Jupiter, and Mercury is my ruler, I'm a double Virgo. On that day, on the 22nd of December, I had a beautiful surprise. And, it was as though I felt something was coming. And I'm going to announce that early in the new year, as soon as I have more details. Just a little something that I'm really thrilled about, and I'm sure all of you will be, for me. And it will be interesting for you to see in relation to my channel. I will get back to you on that, but I will keep you waiting, because I'm waiting on news as well, so I can't tell you exactly what's happening until the new year. So look out for that. I will keep you posted. Now, I'm going to do a spread where I will be, because we're doing Jupiter in Sag, as an example, just showing you, so I don't have to explain to each and every one of you. Let's say we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, because Jupiter transits a sign, it takes 13 months. Because Jupiter moved into Sagittarius, its own home sign, on November 8th. It will be moving out of Sagittarius on December 2nd, 2019. So I'm doing November, December, January. This is the position. How Jupiter will affect you and your sign. This is November, December, January. Here we have February, March, April. Here we've got May, June, July. And this position here will be when Jupiter will be getting slowly ready to move out of its home sign of Sagittarius. So this position will be August, September, October, and November. Okay? And then I will be pulling a card from the Mythic Oracle. I will put the description, the information at the bottom in the description box below. And I'm taking one card, and here it just happens to be Aphrodite. So this is the Mythic Oracle, and I absolutely love it. That will be your general energy. And I'm also using Lenormand as well as Vera Sibilla for more clarity. And, of course, the Romance Angels, okay? So, as I said, all the information is in the box below, so just to give you a general overview of what the reading will be about. All right, now, on to the readings, and for those of you, don't forget, that want to listen to the astrology part, I just go into a few more details about Jupiter in Sagittarius and its retrogrades, how it's going to be retrograding. So for those of you that are interested, don't finish the video at the end of the tarot reading. All right, thank you to all of you. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking, and thank you for being here. This is your Jupiter in Sagittarius reading. Today is the 29th of December 2018, and this reading is open until the 2nd of December, when Jupiter will be ingressing into Capricorn. I should say 3rd of December, 2nd or 3rd, depending on where you are in the world, 2019. So let's see what Jupiter will be bringing for you. It is in your 7th house of partnership, relationship of any sort. Jupiter is the lucky planet of expansion and growth. And the 7th house is, in the natural horoscope, would be the house of Libra. So any legal issues as well could be coming up. Now, Sagittarius is all about foreign places and people, higher education, the truth, going on an adventure, maybe going to meet up with someone who is at a distant country from a different background. Sagittarius is all about philosophy as well. So philosophy, truth, higher education, furthering your education. Let's see, I'm doing this reading in 4, let's say each card will speak for 3 months, 3 to 4 months. Okay, I'm doing it in quarters. So, dear Gemini, let's cut the cards for you, and let's see what is showing up. Gemini. Jupiter in Sag for Gemini. Okay, first time, the first 3 months of Jupiter in Sag, which is November, December, and January. And January is eclipse time, so in about a week we're going to have the first eclipse. We're already in the energies of the eclipse, and you're probably feeling it already. We've got the Hanging Man. Okay, and this is Piscean energy. Next position is February, March, April. And we've got the King of Wands. So Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. Sorry about the lighting, but it cannot be helped. Your crowning card for May, June, July, which is when Jupiter will be retrograde, and July is also eclipse period. We've got the Three of Swords. Wow. Gemini, you are the first sign that got this card. And August, September, October, and November position, we've got the, wow, 10 of Coins. 10 of Coins, which shows, it actually shows Venus in Virgo. And Venus in Virgo does talk around about the time of September, which is on point. So Venus in Virgo is not that strong, just so you know. Venus does not like being in Virgo. But the position of the retrograde of Jupiter with the Three of Swords here, know that whatever heartache or heartbreak you're going through, know that in retrograde season, we have time to redo things, look at things over again. We've got a chance to work on things and look at the facts. Everything is revamping. Let's take a Mythic Oracle for Gemini. Mythic Oracle of the ancient Greek Pantheon. This is all about the Greek gods, Greek heroes, the myths. And myth means mouth. So by word of mouth, these stories of the heroes and of the gods have traveled over thousands of years. So where there is smoke, there is fire. They're not all myth. There is a lot of truth in these cards. Gemini and the message. Gemini, spirit guides and angels. No. Wow. 3 cards? 4 cards. No, this is way too much, but I will tell you what we've got. Wow. Persephone, awakening. Zeus, Jupiter. Wow. The Father. Okay, this is incredible. Heracles, which is strength. And we've also got Hephaestus, which Taurus just got. And it's called work. Okay, I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them just because they fell out and I feel as though I need to. Okay, so it's going to make it a long reading, which I don't like, but we have to. So there is an awakening. Persephone is a very interesting story. I will be reading from the booklet at the end of the tarot reading. So for those of you that want to know the story, the myth, okay, and the truth, stay put. We've got Zeus, which is Jupiter. He's the number 10, and this is the Father. Look at the strength. We've also got the strength from Heracles. Okay, and we've also got Hephaestus, which is work. And it does show the eclipsed sun here. Okay, I usually put them here. I will put these cards here right now because there's 4 of them. I don't know if I can actually fit them in here. Interesting. Okay, let's take an astrology card. Okay, 1 card for Gemini. And this is the card. We've got Neptune. Your fantasies, yearnings, longings, and potential for illusion. And Neptune is all about illusion. Sometimes it's the divine love, and it's the higher octave of Venus, but it's also spirit. Spirit is present here. Now Jupiter will be squaring Neptune for the whole of 2019. if you're interested in the astrology part of what's happening with Jupiter and Neptune, and of course the retrograde of Jupiter, please wait for after the end of the reading. You know, at the end of the reading is the astrology part. Let me take a card from the Romance Angels and see what's happening in your love life. For Gemini, Spirit Guides and Angels. This is the card. And we've got playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Okay, another sign got this card. I don't think I remember who it was. It was either, and I'm sorry about this, but it was either Sag, Capricorn, Aqua, or Pisces, I would say. One of those signs. So if you're really dead set in finding out who it was, please go and check out those videos. Okay, dear Gemini. At the root of the reading is the Hanging Man. Now, this is a card of sacrifice. This is a card of holding on. This is also a card of changing your perspective, waiting to be enlightened by the divine, by the universe. The Hanging Man, as I said, is Piscean energy. And there is a reason why there is a period of waiting. Now, this is your foundation. I feel as though you are sacrificing a lot for your foundation, for your hearth, your family, your home, because it's in the position of your foundation. And mind you, Chiron is in the sign of Pisces. It is actually conjunct right now. It is on top of, I should say, Mars is on top of Chiron. Mars is the warrior. It's right on top of Chiron. Chiron is finishing its long cycle of the zodiac. It's at the last degrees of Pisces, which is the end of the cycle. So any victim mentality, any hiccups, any past life wounds, the victim mentality is ending. Okay, so if you are dealing with a Piscean person, know that they're going through major issues at this time. There is a strong sense of lack of clarity, disillusionment at this time. Now, you could be dealing with someone else who is of a Pisces sun, moon, rising, or strong Piscean energy that is sacrificing something for their foundation, okay? Now, some of you may be yearning, longing, and hoping, fantasizing of true love, of a divine love at this time. But you know what the playfulness card says? That you need to lighten up, turn it into play, because waiting on and being in a difficult energy like this is not going to behoove you. Now, this is in your crowning section. This is what's on your mind. And this is also in the retrograde of Jupiter in Sag time, May, June, July. But that's also the eclipse time. Now, the eclipses always, as we know, if we're not on the right path, they jolt us onto the right path. So this is some sort of a heartache, heartbreak in the middle of the year. Okay, now Jupiter squaring Neptune can be vast illusions. Okay, expecting something to work out and then you get disappointed. It doesn't work out exactly the way you want it. So you're going through a period of 3 months of some difficult energy here. Now, in the time of February, March, April, you've got the King of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Okay, so sun, moon, or rising. This is a leader. This is someone who is very spontaneous, passionate. Look at what they're wearing on their belt. There's a number 7 here. And 7 is the divine, of course. Now, this could be a business owner. This could be someone who is very passionate, someone who is ruled by fire. So they've got strong Mars in their chart. Now, if it's not, you know, Mars, which is the ruling planet, which would be Aries, Scorpio is also ruled by Mars, but I don't have water here. I don't have cups so far. So the only water we've got is Neptune. So yeah, someone could have their Mars in Neptune. Actually, Mars is in Pisces now. Neptune is in Pisces as well. So I think that this reading is on point. Now, let's take some more cards. But before I do that, let's look at the outcome. August, September, October, November. So Venus in Virgo, 10 of Pentacles. This is the family money. This is striking it rich. You know, getting into a family situation where there is a lot of abundance, a lot of stability through business, through sacrifice, through hard work, through a family inheritance. This could be the family money. Yes, it's a 10, which speaks of a completion. Once we have the completion of a 10, breaks down to a 1. So you are beginning something brand new as soon as Jupiter will be moving into your 8th house of the natural house would be Scorpio, but for you it's Capricorn, which speaks of work. It's the house of authority. Okay, it says that if you stand in your integrity with the South Node there in Capricorn, you will reap the rewards. But that's not until December. Your 8th house, though, would be death and transformation, right? Intimacy, moving in together. It's the house of Scorpio. Let's take some more cards. Now, I just want to, before I put some more cards down, I want to look at just the numbers on these cards. Persephone is a number 32, which adds up to a 5. 5s always speak of change coming through. Zeus, the father, is a number 10, which is like the Wheel of Fortune. There is change here. Okay, and this could be through a father, through your father, or through someone who is a father. Now, this is Jupiter, which is blessing your reading, bringing in change. And when you hear the story of Persephone, you'll say, wow, that change is amazing, because Persephone goes through a lot and her story is very interesting. So I'll get to that. We've got Heracles here, which is number 44. This is your angels, your spirit guides. We've also got the lion here, which is Leo energy. Okay. And then we've got number 22, another master number. Okay, with Hephaestus. Let's take some more cards, one card on each position. November, December, January. Please, spirit guides and angels, what is this hanging man all about? And we've got, wow, the 10 of Wands in the reverse. Beautiful. 10 of Wands in reverse means that the load is lightening. It's coming off your shoulders. We go back to the 9. You are protecting everything you've built. Someone is protecting everything they've built. And again, we've got fire here. Could it be this King of Wands that's protecting and sacrificing something for their foundation? Now, if you've got strong fire in your chart, this could be your energy. Let's look at the King of Wands. And that is February, March, April. We've got the 10 of Swords. Wow. It can't get harder than this. 10 of Swords is obviously being stabbed in the back. This is a deceptive energy, but This is the darkest before the dawn. Okay, now this, what I believe that everything happens for a reason. The 10 breaks down to a 1. It's the Ace of Swords, which speaks of the pain coming to a close, coming to an end. It is a 10. You've got 2 10s here. You've got 3 10s with Zeus here. Completions all around. So a successful new beginning in February, March, April, dear Gemini. Let's look at that 3 of Swords in May, June, and July. So there will be some sort of an ending then, and you're going to feel heartbroken. But what else do we have? Now we've got air qualities. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You could be deceived by someone who is an air sign. You could be stabbed in the back by someone who is an air sign. I believe that. I don't think that it's you that's doing the backstabbing, because I can see that you're in pain here. I feel that this is your energy, dear Gemini, because this is what's on your mind. You're obviously not thinking about the other person that you've hurt. You're sensing that your heart has been broken. Let's take another card here. And we've got the 9 of Swords. Wow, the darkest, deepest fears are coming to the surface with Jupiter retrograde. Let's take another card. It is a 9. You've got the 9 and the 10. So it's like you're going back to the past, looking at things that happened. And this could speak of time too, because we've got 9 and 3 is 12. Again, it's the Hanging Man. Again, the Sacrifice. Another card. And here we've got the Magician in the reverse. Wow. So the Magician is Mercury, the messenger. So, no messages coming through? Have you been dealing with a trickster? If that is the case, you may be starting a new cycle. We go back to the Fool. Okay, you're beginning a new cycle here. Now, this could also say that in time, as soon as the retrograde is over, you're going to be the Magician. You are ruled by the Magician, dear Gemini. Okay, you've got the tools to make things happen, to make the magic happen. I think that it could be a matter of time, but I will look at some more cards on that. Let's take now on the 10 of Pentacles. August, September, October, November. And we've got the 2 of Swords here, so there is some sort of a decision. We've got Libra here. Could this be a legal case? Could this be a decision to move into legalities? Libra is the house of partnership. There is a decision you're hoping to make. Could it be a decision between 2 people? So we've got water, fire, and air. Let's take, we've got Pentacles. We've got everything here. But I don't see any cups. We may have, we've got Neptune here, which is the only water. There are no real cups. So emotionally, there is a sense of no emotions here. No real emotions. Let's look at the 2 of Swords. And we've got the King of Cups. Pisces, more than likely Pisces, Scorpio. For maybe 1 or 2 of you, it could be Cancer. But there is a decision here in relation to a family matter, money matters with a King of Cups. Now, King of Cups is usually someone who's got an open heart, someone who wears their heart on their sleeve. And he did not come out in the reverse. Even though logically I'm not reading reversals, yes, there is a choice here. You've got a fire sign. Someone is showing us fiery, passionate, right? And here in the outcome position, we've got the King of Cups, which is holding that big Ace of Cups. Let's take one Lenormand. Wow. Okay, so the first card is the anchor. This is your foundation. Okay, you're hoping to transform. This is a 35. It equals an 8, which is Scorpio. Maybe in relation to shared resources, intimacy, living together, let's say. You're hoping to stabilize your 8th house, let's say, dear Gemini. But there is sacrifices here, maybe too many, for your home, your family, whatever that entails. Let's say your 4th house, which is home, and that's where the North Node is in Cancer. Let's look at the position of February, March, April. We've got the King of Wands, 10 of Swords, and we've got the Book. Again, this equals an 8. Again, things that are hidden, Scorpio. This is the Book. Secrets, things that are not told. I'm going to take another card. Now, you could be closing the book and not speaking to people in relation to some sort of a difficult ending, some sort of a, pain in your life. You've been stabbed in the back. You've gotten to the worst point ever, the 10, but you need to start over again, dear Gemini. Let's see. And we've got number 11. See, you're going through a new portal. Now, the rod, the whip, can speak of strife. It can speak of arguments, but it can also speak of something happening unexpectedly that is very good. So maybe getting to the 10 of Swords is the good thing, because if you've been, let's say, in the 7, 8, 9 of Swords energy, and here with the retrograde season, we're going back to the 9. So going back to the past and looking at maybe broken promises, maybe illusions, maybe a trickster doing things that they haven't told you, or making magic on their behalf, speaking of things, lies and deception coming to the surface with Neptune here. Let's look at the Lenormand. And we've got the moon. Now, this is motherhood issues. Usually, the moon in the Lenormand speaks of the divine love. It's a spiritual love. It's not the same as the moon in the tarot, but I like to see it as use your intuition. This could be a very sensitive time. As I said, the moon in the Lenormand speaks of true love, but also illusions. Of course, this is the moon, things that are hidden. Your intuition, your dreams. You could be having nightmares at this time, and it's a 5. Okay, 5 speak of change coming through. Let's look at the change. And here is the man. If you are a female, this is the man. He is present. If you are a male, then this is your energy here. You could be one that is hurting. You could be the one that is causing the illusions. This is a number 10, okay? The man, which speaks of change, completion. This man could be either pulling the wool over your eyes, or this is someone who is deeply, deeply in love, and for whatever reason, they're not speaking their truth. They're too scared to. Let's look at the August, September, October, November. And we've got the mountain. The mountain could speak of difficulties, of course. It's a number 6, which 6 could be a head over heart decision if it's the lovers, and that's your card. Let's look at what else. And here we've got the fish, which is success in work. This is a number 34. It adds up to a 7. The fish is a lot of prosperity. It does remind me of Pisces again. This is work. This is success. This is money. Wow, this is like a fortune, let's say. It's right on top of the 10 of Pentacles. This King of Cups could be someone who is financially very well off, or they could be doing really well in business. Now, if you are the King of Cups, if you've got strong water in your sign, dear Gemini, then you could be striking it lucky financially. But whatever this is a choice, and it's not going to be easy. Okay, where am I at? What am I doing? I'm taking some Vera Sibilla right now for more clarity. Let's look at the foundation, the first quarter. Know that I believe that the Hanging Man is here for a reason. Transformation is not easy to go through. Death and transformation is very hard. And it does involve sacrifice. Let's take 3 Sibillas. We've got Amika, which is your confidant, your best friend. Harmony, finding harmony. And this could also be legalities. It's the energy of Libra. Here we've got Casa, which is home, stability, your foundation. Some of you are burning the candle at both ends. Okay, you're trying to build your stability, your home, through a lot of sacrifice. Okay. But you are lucky. There is a friend here that is standing by your side, helping you. And here we've got the Omaggio di Preziosi. So taking the time out. And I have said that, and this is a number 8 again, shared resources, money from other people, banks, wills, loans, deeds. Everything happens for a reason. Now here with the Casa, it's like the 2 of Cups. So this is some sort of an agreement here. An agreement in relation to home stability, family. An agreement with another family member, a romantic partner. And this could even be business, right? An agreement in business which has got the potential to pay off really well. Let's look at the second quarter, February, March, April. We've got dispiacere, which is being displeased, crying. Conversazione, pleasant conversations around a table. This is like the Ace of Cups. And here we've got the Dottore. Dottore is number 13, again Scorpionic energy, healing through pleasant conversations that are going to be had. So this is past, present, future, of course. So the clarity that comes through, the information that comes through, dear Gemini, will be hard to bear. But at first, but through conversation, healing is coming through. Now the Dottore can also be a solicitor, a legal representative. Now this is back pain, a literal back pain problem that someone is having. They will be healed, do not fret. Let's look at your crowning, May, June, July period. We've got stanza, which is like, it's like the Ace of Pentacles. So news coming through that's going to stabilize, something to do with things that go on behind a closed door. So intimacy, secrets. Secrets that have been held will be known, will be spoken of. Here we've got the falsita again. Some of you are holding secrets from others. There is a little bit of deceptive energy here. And here we've got the pensiero. Now the falsita can speak of being intelligent. It doesn't always speak of backstabbing. The pensiero is the energy of Virgo. This could be again the solicitor. But this is also taking time out, meditating, looking at the finer details. Sometimes, again, you may be thinking that you're traveling through this time. You're trying to see through the illusions. So you're disbelieving in what you see. And I believe that this section here, if the retrograde does not end, you will not know your truth. Let's go to the last section, which is August, September, October, November. Let's see, because we've got eclipses in July. I think that the air is clearing, the decision will be made. You do have the support of the divine, and there's also a water sign waiting at the end for you. There is someone here with an open heart. Let's see. We've got Giovanna Fanciulla again, and number 12. It's like the hangman. This is pure energy. If this is just energy, this is the virgin. This is the young maiden. This could be a daughter, an adolescent daughter. Here we've got the merchant. This again reminds me of Virgo because it's all about being pure, honesty, truth. Here we've got merchant. The merchant is someone who deals with international matters, business. He's a number 13 again. Again, the energy of Scorpio. He's treading very carefully where contracts are concerned. He is putting a lot of thought into a situation, money situations, contracts of any sort, agreements, whether romantic, business or family, whatever it is. And here we've got Sospiri, hoping and wishing for those ships to come through. It's like the 3. It looks like here there is some sort of telepathy here. I feel as though this merchant has turned his back for some reason. For some reason. Now this could be, if these are 2 different women, he's obviously turned his back to this young maiden for whatever reason. He's looking out to the distance and this woman is looking straight back. It's as though they're communicating through the air. Also, if this is business, know that what you have invested in is coming back to you. Now, it is a number 6 here, which is like, you know, it's a number of balance. And this is what you have sown, you will reap, dear Gemini. So if you have done the work, then just hold on, it's coming through. Your luck is coming through and it's worth the wait. If you have not invested in this situation, then it, you know, and through this card, which is a decision, and if this is not your energy, if this is not you trying to make the decision, this could be someone else. If you have not stood in your integrity and not done the right thing, then the decision may be against you, let's say, against your wishes. But I feel that more than likely, with the Sospiri here, because it's usually like the 3 of Wands, okay, it is expansion and growth. So let's take a couple of cards, just a couple of cards. I want to look at this middle position here. Your fantasies, longings, and potential for illusion. So, dear Gemini, you're going to have to be very careful with this energy of Jupiter squaring Neptune. There can be a strong disillusion, a strong fantasy. Let's see what else we've got here. And we've got the 3 of Cups. Wow. 3 of Cups is a celebration. Sometimes 3s always speak of a love triangle. Yes, this could be true. But here we've got the 3 of Cups. So there is some sort of get-together, celebration. We've got a lot of harmony in this card. We've got the musical instruments, as you could see, and music is harmony. Okay? And there could be some sort of a get-together some sort of a celebration, get together with family, with loved ones, where you're going to have a lot of fun, and this could be a celebration of success, anything to do with family, feeling lucky, that's what Jupiter brings. Also, having the King of Hearts offering you their cup, okay? Okay, let's read from the book. For those of you that are okay with this, the messages up to here, thank you so much for being here. And for those of you that would like to stay on, let's read from the book. It's, first of all, we've got Persephone, which is number 32. Okay, awakening. Persephone is the daughter of Demeter and Zeus. As a maiden, while picking flowers, Hades rode his chariot out from the underworld and kidnapped her, taking her to be his bride as queen of the underworld. Demeter spent years searching for her daughter, allowing all vegetation to die in her grief. Eventually, Zeus sent Hermes below to take Persephone, and Hermes is Mercury, of course, to take Persephone back to her mother, but before she could leave, Hades tricked her into eating the seeds of the pomegranate, which forced her to spend a portion of the year with him in the underworld, thus giving us winter. Whenever Persephone returns to the underworld, the earth becomes cold and barren. And because of Persephone, we have the seasons, of course. So when, let's say, when we have autumn and winter, that's when Demeter is not producing, because Demeter is the mother of earth. She's the mother of agriculture. She would stop producing all the goods that the earth can give to the human. She would stop producing when her daughter Persephone was in the underworld with Hades. So when spring comes along, that means that Persephone has come back from the underworld and she is above board on this 3D dimension. Now, Persephone may have been forced to become queen of the underworld, but it is a role that she took to very well. She is the caretaker of the dead and holds the wisdom of both worlds within her. Wow. Interesting, eh? So, the message. Persephone represents the awakening that occurs when the mysteries of life open up to us. This phase of the cycle also occurs between the innocence of childhood and the realities of adulthood. Persephone's mother Demeter held on to her very tightly, and when the gods came to see her, Demeter hid her away, not allowing anyone to get to her. Nevertheless, Persephone was taken. The awakenings, realizations, and hard truths are impossible to escape. We all must take that inner journey. It can be a rude awakening at times, but it is an awakening nonetheless. You may have recently begun a new phase in your life and felt the wonder and excitement for this new beginning. But now the realities of this new cycle are making themselves known. This is a time of awakening. Things are becoming clearer, and that is not always easy, but it is empowering. What you held to be your reality has changed, and it may feel a little like a loss of innocence. But it is important to understand that this awakening represents your growing awareness. There is a bit more. I don't have the time to read more, I'm afraid. Let's go on to Zeus, which is number 10. The father. Zeus is the king of the gods and the lord of men. He is the ruler of the skies and the father of the world. His symbol is the lightning bolt, and he is the last-born son of the Titans, Kronos and Rhea. Kronos ate his children, fearing that one would overthrow him as he had overthrown his own father. When Zeus was born, Rhea tricked Kronos, giving him a stone instead of Zeus to eat. Zeus was then reared safely, and when he had grown, he freed his brothers and sisters, and together they overthrew their father and the Titans, allowing Zeus to take his place as king of the Olympian gods. Now, another name for Kronos is Saturn, right? So the message here is Zeus holds and represents worldly power as the external world. Its structures and power is the realm of the father. As children, we are born into the realm of the mother. We are cared for as we explore the realms of self, imagination, and feeling. But when we reach adulthood, we must stand and take our place within the world. Okay, so the realities of standing in the world can often come as a painful shock. We often feel anger, sadness, and frustration as we are torn out of the realm of the mother and forced to take full responsibility for ourselves in the realm of the father, where we may find things cold, terrifying, or overwhelming. But once we reconcile ourselves with the world and take ownership over our lives, the world of possibility becomes available to us. Only when we take responsibility for our lives and truly realize the power that exists within us do we have the power to create the exact life we desire for ourselves. Okay, this says you need to step into your power. Okay, dear Gemini. Next, we've got Heracles, which is number 44. Okay. Heracles' strength. Heracles was driven mad by Hera and killed his brother's children. To redeem himself, he offered to serve the king who had taken his place for 12 years. The king set Heracles 12 seemingly impossible tasks to accomplish, tasks that required great strength, courage, humility, and wit to overcome. The tasks were supposed to be his undoing, but Heracles proved himself time and again, accomplishing every task and with every completion acquiring magical items or knowledge. His last task was to capture the three-headed dog Cerberus, who was guardian of the gates to the underworld. Upon completing all 12 tasks, Heracles was free to continue his heroic deeds throughout the land. Heracles is said to have married Hebe, the daughter of Zeus, and Hera, and taken her place among the Olympian gods. Let's go to the message because this can be quite long. This card is about strength, focus, discipline, and wisdom, which is how we harness our own raw power and use it to create what we want in our lives. If you have found yourself feeling messy, undisciplined, erratic, or caught in any addictive activities such as alcohol, drugs, gambling, emotional eating, or spending, where the need for instant gratification is outweighing everything else, it is time to get organized and take every necessary action to get your life back on track. Okay, so the card of Neptune here could signify the same thing. Okay, so Neptune can also speak of the same thing. Neptune is overindulging, overdrinking, trying to drown your sorrows out. Okay, drug yourself out so you don't know what's going on. You want to be living that illusion. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, Hephaestus, number 22. Hephaestus is the son of Zeus and Hera. He was born crippled, but he was the favorite of Hera, the ultimate master craftsman. Hephaestus is a sweet and gentle-natured god who crafted many magical things, including Pandora's box and Achilles' shield. His creations are filled with magic, life, and wonder. Isn't that what Neptune's all about? Yeah. He is the god of the creative fire and a divine blacksmith. Now the message, If Hephaestus has shown up in your cards today, it is a signal that something wonderful will happen when you do the work you love the most. Hephaestus is a craftsman who imbues his work with love, and this is a creative time where the focus is on crafting and creating true wonders in your life. It is a number 22, so that is a master number. It does say that there may be a lot of hard work required at this time, but love, passion, and devotion to what you do is also present. This is the magical time of crafting and building, and soon you will need to be a warrior for your work as you take it boldly into the world. So this is speaking about career and success in career as long as you're doing what you love, dear Gemini. So if this is not what you're doing, it's time, and this could be when there is a change. So some of you maybe, if we look at the King of Wands and the King of Cups, King of Wands is someone who is passionate, right? The King of Cups is someone who is in touch with their emotions, and of course both are very creative, but what really makes you happy, it's the heart. And the King of Cups is where the money is, here, 10 of Pentacles. Okay? All right, dear Gemini, thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. You are so appreciated. Thank you so much. I should say Happy New Year. It's the 29th of December, but then I'll be saying Happy New Year throughout the whole year. So wishing you all the best, sending you lots of love and lots of blessings to all of you, each and every one of you. Bye-bye. Okay, for all of you astrology lovers, Jupiter in Sagittarius. Okay, as I said in the introduction, Jupiter moved into its home sign of Sagittarius on November 8th, 2018. That was actually St. Michael's Day, for those of you that look into saints, that are Catholic, or even I'm Greek Orthodox, and for us that's a very big day. It's St. Michael's Day, and Michael is my spirit guide as well. So Jupiter moving into its home sign of Sag on that day was a very, very special day for me, and I think that Jupiter's blessings for everyone is very very different and very, very giving, very abundant for most people. Now, not everyone has got the same astrology. Not everyone is born on the same day. Of course, we're all affected in a different way. But I believe that the blessings come through in different ways for each and every person. Because I believe that as a collective energy, Jupiter being the planet of abundance and expansion and growth, I believe that Jupiter brings blessings. So Jupiter moved in its home sign on November 8th, 2018. It will be there until December 2nd, 2019. So that's 13 months. It's not a year, it's 13 months, just under. So now what is Jupiter? What does it do in its home sign? Well, obviously it's very strong. It's very potent. It feels very happy there. Very happy. Now Jupiter is, and I should say Sagittarius is all about truth, spirituality, foreign places and people at a distance. Jupiter can rule any legalities, legal issues. It likes to expand on everything, even the view, the way Sagittarius looks at the world. It's a big, open place out there. It's a place where you can go on adventures and explore. So you've got a very wide angle of seeing things, as looking at the world as being the bigger picture, looking at things from a wider angle. Sagittarius is also higher education, becoming the guru, looking into studies, becoming the teacher, becoming the educator. So furthering your studies to the point where you can actually become the teacher. That's what Sag is. Now, Sagittarius is a fire sign, so it's very, you know, go get 'em. It's an action sign. It's a sign that's ruled by fire. So it's very passionate. It's very spontaneous. And it's a very, very, very positive energy. So Jupiter being in its home sign of Sag gives that back to us. It likes to expand and grow and bring luck. So that's why today I did these readings on the tarot to see through the astrology and through the tarot how each astrological sign could be affected with Jupiter being in its home sign of Sag. So I'd like to now go on to one or two things that are happening with Jupiter. Now, Jupiter, through the year, through its transit of Sagittarius, will be squaring the other big player, Neptune. Now, Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and Pisces can be quite delusional. Now, Neptune is also it's the higher octave of Venus. So what is Venus? It's what we value. It's what we place love on, what love is for us, what we treasure, what is dear and important to us. So Neptune being the higher octave of Venus. Now Neptune is actually in its home sign of Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So it's, you know, Neptune is completing a very, very big cycle. Because Neptune stays in each sign for about 14 years. So that's a very big transit. Now it's at 14 degrees of Pisces, so it's practically halfway. So it's, you know, coming to midpoint of Pisces, and that's a very important time for whichever planet is transiting its home sign. Now, because Jupiter moves much faster, you know, it does the horoscope every year, whereas Neptune is much slower, and it takes 14 years to finish, to complete each sign, not the whole astrological zodiac, okay? So it's, you know, the further out the planet is, the more potent its energy is, the stronger it is. So we're going to have for quite, you know, throughout the year of 2019, we have Jupiter squaring Neptune. Now, as I said, Neptune can be delusional. Neptune could be also the divine love. Neptune is spirit. So Jupiter is expansion and growth. And looking at the bigger picture, now Jupiter can expand on the positive and the negative. Mostly I would say on the positive because it's a lucky planet. But when we've got difficult aspects like squares in astrology, that's you know, it's an aspect of difficult tension, difficult energy, which, you know, tension brings change. It's like, you know, pulling a rubber band where it breaks. You know, if you pull too much, the tug of war, let's say, which I usually say that the opposition, where one planet is opposite the other one in the zodiac, that's my tug of war aspect. Now, the square aspect is like pulling on a rubber band. And if you're not careful, that rubber band is going to break. And that's where, you know, you can wreak havoc. That's where you can have a lot of trouble. But sometimes going through difficult energies, through action, because that's what squares make you do. They make you take action, and therefore comes the change. So we just have to be careful with squares to try and work with the energies, go with the flow, see, you know, use your instinct, use your intellect, feel into the energy, meditate. Now, this is what we have to look out for. We may be feeling more suspicious, more paranoia, more paranoia. I'm getting mixed up with the Greek word because that is a Greek word. We call it paranoia in Greek, but in English it's paranoia. So we may be feeling that over the time, and I will tell you when it will start, when Jupiter will start squaring Neptune. As well as that, we may be feeling very over-optimistic, too trusting, or we may be idealizing a romantic interest. Let's say we're interested in someone. We may be wearing rose-colored glasses and, you know, being disillusioned of the feelings of the other. So, you know, that's looking at the bigger picture, looking, you know, Neptune is spirit, of course, but it's also disillusion and illusion. So we're looking at something through rose-colored glasses. We're looking at it as being amazingly grand, you know, huge, and so lucky with Jupiter. So be careful with shattered illusions. Now, this energy could also be testing your faith because you may be disappointed. Yes, that's in the mix as well. Beware, and if you have any disappointments, and they could be major disappointments because of Jupiter and the expansion that it makes on things, use your faith. Trust in the universe. Trust in the divine order. Trust in the divine outcome, and trust that you are not alone. Whatever you're going through, there is a reason for that. There is always a reason behind whatever happens. Now, also beware of deception. Neptune can be deception, and Jupiter can expand on that. Now, also in relation to resources, things that we own, you may not feel as secure as what you thought you would be. Even though Jupiter in Sag can bring abundance and can bring a lot of good things to us, Neptune could also be the disillusion, the illusion of having more than what you really have. And also, very importantly, avoid gambling and drugs. It's not a good time at all. Now I'm going to go into the exact squares, when these squares will be taking place. So on the 13th of January 2019 at 14 degrees and 22 minutes, that will be the exact square of Jupiter and Neptune. So they will be squaring exactly 3 times in the year 2019. So the first square, the exact square, will be on the 13th of January 2019. On the second time that they meet up exactly will be on the 16th of June 2019 at 18 degrees and 43 minutes. But at that time, Jupiter will be retrograde. So we always know when a planet goes retrograde, yes, its energy is more potent because it seems as though it's stopped in the sky, even though it's not really stopped. It's just an illusion. It's our view from Earth, the way we see it. And of course, it's closer to the Earth. It's closer to us, and that's why it gives the illusion of retrograding. So, yes, Jupiter will be retrograde at that time, and so will Pluto. And therefore, again, Pluto's energy will be much more potent. And guess what? Saturn, Kronos, the Lord of Time, the Lord of Karma, and Pluto is the Lord of Karma, I should say, and transformation. These 3 big players will all be retrograde. So, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn will all be retrograde on the 16th of June 2019. Mind you, July, I think it is, when we have the when we're going to have the eclipses. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, it's July. So June, July, very important time of year. Where are we? just let me tell you, okay, on the 2nd of July and on the 16th of July are the next eclipses. So June, July, very important time of year. Oh, wow. It's going to be important. Now, always with retrogrades, we know we have to go within. We have to, you know, it's a time of working, going inwards and redoing things. So that's, you know, the chance that we're given from the divine to work on things that we need to work on. So if we're not on the proper path, we need to be put on the proper path. Now, third time that they meet up in the sky, on the 21st of September 2019 at 16 degrees 59 minutes. Now, Neptune will be retrograde then, as well as Pluto. So again, the big players, whenever we're talking about the outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, Saturn and Jupiter going retrograde, it's very important. It's a massive time of change. So hold on to your hats for those dates. When we talk of the precise time, that's when the precise aspect, they're right, you know, the square will be exact. So any time just before, I would say, is the most important time, because that's when, you know, when they're coming to become exact, when they're coming closer and closer to the degree to be exact, that's when it's the most strongest and most potent energies that we're going to feel. Once they hit the exact point and they start to move apart, it sort of softens a little bit the energy. Okay, just so you know, it's coming up to those dates where it's the strongest of all the energies. Now, I'd like to also say one more thing before I finish up, that Jupiter going retrograde on the 14th of January 2019 at 14 degrees and 30 minutes, Jupiter will enter its retrograde zone. It does not mean that it's retrograde. It means that it's going to be at the degrees that it will be working on. Okay, so it stops, it will sort of start to slow down, not stop, slow down at 14 degrees and 30 minutes, right? On the 14th of January, it will start to slow down. It's as though, to give you an example, it's as though it's lit up, just like the sun is lit up, the sun is light. Once it starts to move into its shadow period, its light starts to dim slowly, slowly, slowly every day. So once we get to the 10th of April and Jupiter will be at 24 degrees and 21 minutes, that's where it's going to stationary and retrograde. Now when I say stationary, it means it will stop, it will have the illusion that it's stopped, and it will start slowly to start turning retrograde. So think of a ball that's turning, 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 and it stops. That's where it's at its most potent time. And then that's when it's stationary. Then it will start to turn the other way. So it's going to start turning retrograde. That's the time when we go inwards. That's the time where we have to try and communicate in a more practical, more, how do I say it, in a more precise manner. So we have to go over things. We have to check things. Anytime when there's a retrograde, there is miscommunication. Also, we have time to go within and work over things, redo things. That's what retrogrades are about. So, from the 14th of January till 10th of April, that's its shadow period. That's when it's slowing down. 10th of April until the 11th of August, it's actually retrograde. So that's about 4 months of Jupiter being retrograde. Now, on the 11th of August, it finishes its retrograde at 14 degrees and 30 minutes. So that means that it's come back to the time, to the point where it started its shadow period. Okay, so it's going to go over the same point where it started to slow down. So that's working over things, redoing things. You get what I mean? Hopefully. So it's back to 14 degrees and 30 minutes on the 11th of August. Okay, and it will be going over that time again. It is stationary direct though now on the 11th of August. So that means that it was going retrograde, right? I should go that way. It was going retrograde. And then on the 11th of August, it actually stopped. And it's stationary direct, so it's very potent. And then it starts to go direct, right? From 14 degrees 30 minutes until the 5th of November, when it will leave its retrograde zone. It will be at 24 degrees and 21 minutes when it is out in the clear. It is finished totally from its retrograde period. Now, 5th of November, it's about 3 days before St. Michael's Day, which is amazing. There's another blessing because Jupiter will be outside of its retrograde zone. So it's like it's covering, no, it's not like, it will be covering new turf. Now it's going to be at 24 degrees and 21 minutes, which means it's at the last 6 degrees of Sagittarius. And wow, I mean, at its last 6 degrees of its own home sign, it's going to be flying. And that's where it's going to be showering everyone with its gifts. And we're all going to be, you know, with our hands open and saying, thank you. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. And thank you to whoever you believe in. That's when Jupiter is going to shower us with its gifts. So looking forward to that. All right. Now, I hope that, you know, for those of you that are expertise in astrology, you really didn't need all this explanation. This was for those people that really are not very familiar with the astrology. So I hope that that was quite clear for you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Sending you blessings for the new year, for 2019. I will be back with more. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you.